We would like to start this morning's proceedings with an opening prayer. I would, it is my privilege and honor to invite to give us the ìjókòó wa ní àárọ̀ yìí lọ́kùnrin bá àfọwọ́lé sí fúnfà gbọ́dọ̀ sí i. Gbogbo ọmọ rẹ̀ mọ alábàámọ̀ nítorí bàbá wa Akarigbo lọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn àṣírí rẹ̀. Àwọn lẹ́yìn fẹ́ ń tẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìlú. Lápapọ̀ lọ́wọ́ kúrá ìlú àfẹ́rẹ́ bàbá wa wẹ́rẹ́ Ijebu náà lọ́gbọ́n sọ̀tọ̀ fún wa gbogbo ọmọ Ijebu nílé lóko àwọn ọlọ́gbọ́n wà lórí ó àjọ ṣe wá lọ́mọ yóò bàjẹ́ o dáadáa táwọn fẹ́ kọ́lọ́run ṣe fún wa ọlọ́run ṣe fún wa o ọlọ́run lé agbóhùn nínà sí wa o ìjókòó wa tòbi ọlọ́run fàlùbákà sí wa. ربنا اغفر علينا صبرا وثبت اقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين وان لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لا ربنا تقبل منا انك انت العليم واتوب علينا يا مولانا انك انت التواب. Ina atayna bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ina atayna al-misal fasali li rabbika wa nahara inna shani'aka huwal abtar. Thank you.
we will have Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. That place it is once again a pleasure and privilege. They are indomitable spirits, rest in perfect peace. Amen. Please be seated. Now we have come to one of the highlights of today, the welcome address by our great Kabiyesi, His Royal Majesty, Ọba Dr. Babatunde Adewale Ajayi, the Akarigbo rebel of Rebel.
The governor is not here. I have our former governor of the state, Senator representing who engaged to break it down for the situation. Akile Ọba Dr. SK Adito GCON Awujade and Poramo Love represented by Akile the Rivers both our Let me use the ABC and the law as a point of first. So all the cabinets here present from Ijebu and from Regberegbe, our leaders here present, the Ashiraju of Regberegbe, SK of the Walk, and the color of the restaurant, Ottoman Fulani, the Iyalodes of Regberegbe, and Akarigbo, and Regberegbe. There are so many high chiefs from Ijebu that are here present. Unfortunately, I didn't look the names, but I thought I saw the language that I'm looking at this soil. And I thought I saw high chief. Today presents another opportunity following the meeting of 19th December 2024 to lay down concrete steps to be taken in actualizing the dream. The history of Ijebu, is not that long or checkered, but I've said repeatedly, we have so much in common than what's opposed to us. I would like to acknowledge the contribution and the bold steps of Kabiyesi Abujale of our SK and this way in this regard. In fact, I've been bold to say that we will not be where we are if not for his effort, influence, and doggedness. Let me seize the opportunity to thank His Excellency, the Governor of the State, for creating and building the environment for this meeting. My gratitude to our Senator, Otumba Akile, and also to Otumba Tutu and our Kola Olufeso for their financial contributions towards the successful hosting of today's event. I'd like to appeal to our Senator, that the Senator from Ogun East, to be fair to all concerned. Our Senator is representing both Ijebu and Regberegbe. While it will be difficult to seek for balance, the duty imposed on our Senator is fairness to both parties. The last few days have been very painful for me because of the situations that have been going around. I do not intend to send this meeting backwards. I desire for us to make progress. In recent days, some documents purportedly signed by Akarigbo have been seen around. I can confirm that I endorsed a document for Kabiyesi Abujale on creation of state Exhibit A, which is related. So many reasons, including expediency, warranted. There was no reason for me not to have signed such. The bottlenecks and stumbling blocks in creating a state are too striking for us to risk our fledgling relationship. It is however also true that pursuant to Exhibit A, Exhibit B was signed directly because initially then thought since I signed A, it should be one of my chiefs signing B. But I said no, I will sign B so that whoever is seeing will know that I endorsed the two. Exhibit B was signed by me, which represented the position of relevant stakeholders at the time. If anyone shows you Exhibit A, ask him for Exhibit B, because from relevant perspective, that is what constitutes a complete document. It is in this vein that I wish to pay glowing tribute to Honorable Ijebu, the Deputy Chief Whip of the House of Representatives, for representing Shagamu, Lebanon, and Akile, who passed away 2 days ago. An icon and a dogged activist. Our Honorable had in possession these two exhibits mentioned above. In fact, there was even a bill already presented, laid down on the floor of House of Representatives by one Honorable who is not from Ogun East. When I spoke to her, she said I should not worry that the person is there, a joker. And immediately, a week after, sent in another bill that we think represents our position. May the soul of the departed rest in peace. Use this avenue to discuss the matter of creation of a new state of old Ijebu province, truthfully and honestly, among ourselves, and agree on a common position to move ahead as one with common goal. It is in this regard that I expect this meeting to mandate the committee of 7 from each division to start work. The composition of the committee is to be finalized by the respective paramount rulers and official letters issued to the committee members within 7 days of today's meeting. We already have a short list of names from His Excellency Otumba Regberegbe, but there may be a need to make few adjustments. Remember, intend to make such adjustments. Today's meeting should set out in detail the terms of reference for the committee and set out and also set its expiration date. There is the need for us to let bygones be bygones. What is past is past. Let us start afresh in an atmosphere of reality and brotherhood. We will achieve more together. To all who have made suggestions, contributed ideas, and thanks go to all. We are determined to have shared prosperity based on equity, fairness, and justice. I want to thank you all. Ijebu well.
The Akarigbo and the paramount of Regberegbe. And permit me to use our paramount ruler as a point of contact and recognition for all our royal fathers that are here present, especially from Regberegbe. Your Royal Majesty, Giwas, the paramount ruler of Ijebu, ably represented here by the Iyalodes of Ijebu, and I'd like to use him also as a point of contact to recognize the many royal fathers who have come to grace this occasion of Ijebu. All protocols have been established, and I take permission from our royal fathers to say, in order to save time, all protocols duly extended. The topic of my presentation today is Together We Succeed. Together We Succeed. Let me once again thank His Royal Majesty Oba Adewale Ajayi, the Akarigbo and Paramount Ruler of Regberegbe, and all the other Royal Highnesses here present for the opportunity given to me to be part of the process of creating a new state from the old Ijebu province out of the present Ogun state successfully, agreeably to, and to the satisfaction of all parties concerned. Your trust, your belief, and the confidence you put in me will never be taken for granted. I would also like to appreciate and recognize the encouragement of British support and the trust of His Royal Majesty Giwas, the Awujale of Ijebu land, Oba Sikiru Káyọ̀dé Adétọ̀nà GCON, and of course all the people who have given support. I appreciate my other colleagues at the National Assembly. We have really recognized our late Honorable Odonuga, who unfortunately left us unceremoniously. May our humble soul rest in peace. To the members of the Ogun State House of Assembly from Ogun East Senatorial District and other members whose concurrence will also be required going forward, I salute you. As a little digression, I want to congratulate all of us at the National Assembly and all the people of Southwest Extraction, especially our President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, for the passage a few days ago of the Southwest Development Commission Bill. At the National Assembly, which by the grace of God will be accepted to by the President. This, as you might know, was revived by your son standing before you. And I congratulate all the 9 chairmen of our local government council leaders in this senatorial district and their councillors. With your unflinching support and active participation, there is no doubt that your endorsement of this time-tested project will be sacrosanct. Let me crave the indulgence of this gathering, and for the purpose of appreciating where we are coming from, begin with a brief reintroduction of myself. At this point in history, and why Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR is our president at this time. Let me also repeat that in this matter of a new state, I cannot and do not want to be a governor. Neither do I desire to be a senator. All these efforts are for the sake of our children and the younger ones to which the future really belongs. As your senator during this process, getting involved in this process and at this time is an inevitable duty, as a man cannot be bigger than the constituency he represents. I'm not under any illusion that securing a state, especially under a civilian government, is going to be an easy task. But having studied Section 8 and 9 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic, I'm persuaded that creating a new state from the old Ijebu province, from the present Ogun state, is long overdue and it is doable. The easiest path to tread in a controversial circumstances such that we are in at the moment, from me, might be to fold my arms and to do nothing. But I remain convinced that doing nothing is out of the question, and it is not part of the qualities that great and futuristic leaders are known for. If we go into our recent history, we will appreciate that courage, however difficult, remains a virtue that usually pays off in the long run. Our late sage, Jeremiah had his own fair share of experience while at the crossroads of choosing between what he considered right and doing nothing. The path of honor he chose was to follow his convictions without minding the mundane sentiments and criticisms. Paolo was taught the people of Akile drinking from the Red River was unhealthy, and he decided to bring pipe-borne water to the community. But the people we gathered refused to drink the tap water because some people tried to exploit their ignorance to say there were too many chemicals in the water. We also read about his free education policy in the Western region, with several attempts made to shoot down this lofty developmental goal through vile propaganda, maliciously claiming the policy was targeted at the people's economic survival. The reason that the free education policy was driven towards taking the children who have hitherto assisted their parents away from their farms. Decades later, however, this great initiative has proven to be the most futuristic development policy ever embarked upon by any political leader or administration, not only in Nigeria. Exhibited the leadership especially in taking difficult decisions, was not gone unnoticed, even by some of his greatest advisors and critics. He deservedly has just been named the Man of the Year, recognition by a media organization believed to be one of the most critical of his administration, and is being listed among the world's 10 best leaders in the year 2024. Thank you. The accident of my birth has put me in a position to become a unifying factor in Ogun East senatorial district, and I am convinced that history will judge us right if we rise to the occasion. That German poet Otto Misa once said, and I quote, "If we succeed, history will never forget us. But if we fail, history will never forgive us, and posterity will judge us." As governor of Ogun State, I did all that I consider necessary to unify our various people by spreading development throughout the length and breadth of the state. This includes spreading development among the pillars of Ogun East Senatorial District in Ijebu and the Remo land. For instance, while I established the Gateway Stadium of Ijebu, I also established the Gateway Stadium in Shagamu. When I created the tertiary University of Education, TASU, in Ijebu and Ijebu, I also established the Gateway ICT Polytechnic in Shapani, in Remo land. We constructed the NYC camp here in Shagamu, and this camp runs as one of the best in Nigeria today. Our biggest economic attraction to Remo today is the Gateway Akarigbo Airport, which, with due respect and with a sense of humility, was conceived, conceptualized, designed, all requirements acquired, all compensations paid, all federal government statutory approvals secured, all survey conducted under our administration. Falling short of just awarding the contracts for the construction, we thank our current governor for taking it to a logical conclusion. While all this was going on, skeptics as usual labeled most of this turn around the ship as white elephants that will never see the light of day. Some even called it OGG scam at that time. Not forgetting the deep sea port, the Lagwadan project. The story of how we got Dangote Refinery due to point is still very fresh in our memories. But the point I'm trying to make is that while we were working hard with little or no resources, people were saying that we were doing 419, we were doing scam. Today, the Gateway Polytechnic Shapani is the best in Ogun State. We thank God for the process. We thank God for the power of vision that a day like this will come. It's also documented that as of the time I was elected the governor of Ogun State, there was only one reputable company in Shagamu area. It's called Wako, the fast food company. They were established the Flagate Industrial Estate at the exchange, the Shagamu exchange, where people used to rob, two tires to rob. I must inform you. And if there is anything that qualifies Shagamu as our commercial capital, even for the president of the state, they are those projects and things that I either did or initiated to the glory of God without being noticed. And I made a very proud and committed son of you all. Let's now look at state creation. It's a known fact that creating a state out of the Ijebu province would have happened 28 years ago. But for various factors, we lost that opportunity. We lost that opportunity likely because we could not agree on certain things. Our people of Yoruba stock are considered one of the most sophisticated in Nigeria today. And arguably, our people of Ijebu and Remo fit in as one of the most educated, industrious, enterprising of the sub-18 division and we are proud of our heritage. This is a moment of us to call the attention to the various stakeholders of this country to the fact that colonial nation created 24 provinces in 1923 or thereabout, about 100 years ago. And of all these provinces, it is only the Ijebu and Abeokuta provinces that have not been created as separate states. The two provinces have remained in one state post-independence, whereas some other provinces, in some cases, have been divided into 2 or even 3 states. You can imagine how much we have shortchanged ourselves in terms of development. The others have made in the last 25 years because we have not been able to aggregate our opinions. It would have been better if we see this opportunity to aggregate a collective conviction to have our own state. We need to begin to look at the bigger picture in terms of benefits and freedom for the up and coming generation and resolve matters amicably with love and unity. In the course of my research, and trust me, I have consulted widely and still consulting. I have seen various records and documentation with signatures of various leaders past and present, dead and alive, who have signed for the creation of this state at various times. And I am persuaded that what unites us as the bond that we share is much bigger than the few areas of disagreement. As a matter of fact, it appears that we are the only people seeing ourselves differently. The perception of the people looking at us from outside is that we are just one and the same people in a unique set of occupied sapiens. Let us briefly look at section 8 and 9 of the Nigerian Constitution, which stipulates the requirement for state creation. The various stages are just 7 stages, and without being a lawyer, I will present it in as simple a language as possible. Stage 1. Proposal submission. A request for state creation must be initiated through a referendum supported by at least 2/3 of the local government areas in the proposed new state. This proposal must be endorsed by at least 2/3 of the state house of assembly in the affected states. My comments. Stage 1 is doable, and this process is ongoing. Stage 2. Submission to the National Assembly. The proposal is then submitted to the National Assembly for further consideration. My comments. The process has commenced. Page 3. Constitutional requirements. The National Assembly must review the proposal to ensure it meets constitutional requirements. The area seeking statehood must demonstrate its ability to sustain itself economically and must have a clear geographical delineation. My comment, it's doable. Stage 4, national referendum. If the National Assembly approves the proposal, a national referendum is conducted. This must be approved by at least 2/3 of the voters in the area concerned. My comment, this is not a problem, it can be achieved. Stage 5, further approval. After a successful referendum, the National Assembly must approve the creation of the state by at least 2/3 majority vote in both the Senate and the House of Representatives. My comment, this is also doable. Stage 6, presidential assent. After we've done all of this successfully, and once the National Assembly approves, the the President of Nigeria must sign the bill into law. What is your comment? The implementation. After the presidential assent, necessary administrative and legislative frameworks are put in place for the operation of the new state. Those are the several steps that are listed in the Constitution. And I think overall, we are not saying it's a tea party. It is doable. Whereas we can see from the above that it's not a tea party and not yet a rule. But I'm yet to see any one of the above that cannot be achieved if we are all determined and united in this quest. In fact, if you come out strong and united in this truth, half of the job is done. I remain persuaded that we have all the resources, human resources and others, and the capabilities to achieve it. Our parents have taught us that nothing good comes easy, and nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let me also draw our attention to certain parts of history. It is a given that our own late Chief of Akile had more supporters in Ijebu than the government. In recent history, we are aware that Iyalodes had made efforts to shoot down at some point in time what was referred to as the Ijebu agenda in favor of the present governor of the state, who is Regberegbe. It is indisputable that some political actors trying to play the divisive card of promoting the Ijebu agenda have been told by their Iyalodes to bury their ambition in favor of the Regberegbe candidate. That is part of the reason why our governor is governor here today. Ostensibly, to break the fine lines of our unity as a people. Let me remind you of the experiment in 2006 when I was governor. Even as a sitting governor, I had over efforts aimed at balkanization in court of the state, where one was still held. I still held the firm belief in my conviction of the great historical and economic injustice done to the two provinces, which have been shortchanged in the Nigerian project. To actualize this, I remember I set up a committee and made our late Ijebu from Remo here the chairman of that committee. This underscores my strong belief that we need to find a common ground. Unfortunately, I don't want to recount what we have lost as a people. We pray that there should not a repeat of history that will truncate this current effort because our people will finish our way. This current effort started a few months ago, not by me. When the review agitation for state election started at the National Assembly, a member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Oke, who is not even from Ogun State, submitted a bill for the creation of 3 new states, and which includes one from the President of the state. What this means is that even people who are not from here appreciate the need for the creation of a new state out of the existing Ogun state to correct the historical imbalance. How can we as a people and as the major beneficiary not see through this dialogue? That was the genesis. That was the genesis of my research. And without trying to reinvent the wheel, we put the first document, which we had gone past the first reading, as to run against time. The next stage is to reach a consensus before going further. Hence the need for these stakeholders meeting and discussions. I thank His Royal Majesty, the Akarigbo, for providing this platform for continuous interaction with a view to reaching a consensus. My prayer is that when this is actualized, both our paramount rulers and all of us here present will be witnesses to history. In conclusion, let me emphasize that the efforts towards the creation of this new state is not for the benefit of only Ijebu province, but rather to correct the historical, economic, social, and political injustice on both our peoples from the old Abeokuta and Ijebu province. It was to right the wrongs of history, which tend to shorten both our people on the divide. It was an effort to increase our joint and collective participation in the affairs of our country, to take our fair share and also benefit from our commonwealth fairly, equitably, individually, and collectively as a people. It is our hope that the joint committees being set up will give us a consensus to enable progress, and hopefully issues of anticipated local government and other issues will be resolved. I therefore call our brothers in Igboland and in Giwas as well to see this effort as shared opportunities for mutual benefits for both states and our people as we therefore proceed, because we need their votes too. We plead with them to join us in this quest as it increases our prosperity together and expand the frontiers of opportunities for our people to thrive together. As an illustration, for example, our participation in national discourse becomes more robust because instead of 3 senators where Ogun East has 1, Ogun Central has 1, Ogun West has 1, we are now going to have 6 senators. Ogun Central will have 3, and Ogun East, where we are, we have 3 instead of 1. So you have 3 OGGs instead of 1 OGG. Amongst other advantages, while also increasing opportunities for many aspirations to flourish in a number of representations that we will have in both chambers and the National Assembly. The accrual revenue for our Commonwealth will also go further now to meet the needs of our collective development. Of course, we as human beings have differences in opinion. That is the way it should be, because we are educated and enlightened. The idea of the Joint Stakeholders Committee is to consult ourselves and find common ground, to create consensus. People should not jump guns, and let us make progress. Before I close, I want to also say, is the federal government looking for a state to create?
No. No, sir.
Are they in a hurry to create a state?
No, sir.
Have they sent out any money to establish a new location for capital?
No, sir.
Are the other stakeholders waiting to create the state?
No, sir.
I'm happy to do that. I want to just close once again by thanking all of you. This is an unprecedented crowd, and I hope this sends the wrong signals to all and sundry that the people of Ogun East literally are dead serious about the creation of the new state. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live our Ogun State, as we await the birth of a new state after a long-awaited pregnancy. I thank you all for listening. I wish you all a happy
Another round of applause for our senator, in line with OGG's personality as well. So begin to take notes for the communique. Palmofin, Bayo, Orofo is one of them. And of course, Otumba Okoyemi Osa on the side, take it back. Sa Okoyemi Agbaje is one of them. Both of them will sit down and begin to take notes, because at the end of this gathering, there will be communication. And that communication will be, as I speak, they've started their work, I imagine, and that communication will now be released to all of us here. If you listen again to what Akarigbo said, the first item here is the terms of reference for the 2 committees. In other words, there are 2 committees, 7 from the Ijebu side and 7 from the
Remo side. As I understand it, the Ijebu side have their 7 members ready to go. Akarigbo also says the members for the Remo section are ready, but there may be 1 or 2 things to tweak around. But what matters is that we must, as a group today, give that committee or 2 committees the terms of reference. So what I'd like to do is quickly, the next 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, for us to go around and take from us what we consider in terms of reference for this committee. Again, if you listen to what we got in his speech, the terms are there, but let's have it from us. Let's have what we consider the terms of reference. Bear in mind also that we will give that committee a time limit. In other words, as Akarigbo says, 7 days after this committee, after this meeting, we must empower those committees. Empower them by saying, yes, you are a member of that committee, work should begin. We must, as a group, also agree here that at what point should the joint committees come back to report to us here? Should it be 1 month, 6 weeks, 5 weeks? We must agree, and that will come to our community. And finally, of course, at this point that we made, I'm grateful to Madam, of course, that we have to understand properly the provisions in the Constitution for creating a new state. We all have to understand that fully, what it takes to create a new state. Because as I said earlier on, it's not a sprint. It's going to go on for quite some time. But again, it is doable. So, item number 1 is in terms of reference. Since the 7 members of the committee from the Ijebu side are ready, by the end of today, I'm sure that the Akarigbo will also come up with his own 7 members of the Ijebu side of the committee. So let's agree now. I'm willing to take inputs from the audience here. What are the terms of reference for this joint committee? What are the terms of reference?
Wọ́n ti gbé ìgbìmọ̀ dìde, àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ náà lè gbé dìde yìí, àwọn ọlọ́gbọ́n ni. A lè láti nígbàgbọ́ pẹ̀lú wọn pé ohun tí wọ́n bá mú jáde fún wa, ó láti jẹ́ ohun tó máa jẹ́ ìtẹ́wọ́gbà fún gbogbo wa. Láti bọ̀rọ̀.
Kabiyesi's input is well taken. In other words, because I have been a fair new state, America, fine. So, but I want to máa ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn fún wa, àwọn committee yẹn, I gbọ́dọ̀ ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ pé ibi táwa ń lọ ìlú pé a mọ̀ pé padà fair new state o. But what are the terms? What are you supposed to do? What are the mechanisms? Tell us how you want us to do this. What? Yes. So I understand what Kabiyesi is saying makes sense. But I think at the end of the day, we need to put something down in writing to say to ourselves, these are the 2, 3, 4 terms of reference. I think we need it. Don't we? We do. Excellency, we do. You want to next? First one. Can I have it? Thank you.
To the committee of both Ijebu and Remo, what I said, to work together as a team and come out with a memorandum of creation of a state out of extinction of the state for presentation to the National Assembly. That's what I
Could you just say that again slowly for us? One more time. Just say it again for us.
terms of reference, the very first item.
Yes.
Going to the committee of votes, Ijebu and Remo.
Yes.
1, to work together as a team. To work together. I'm sorry for that. To work together as a team and come out with a memorandum for creation of a state out of existing of the state for presentation to the National Assembly. That's the very first. Thank you. Is that acceptable?
Thank you, Alright. I hope the community guys are taking note.
Baba Akarigbo ti Regberegbe, the Iyalodes representing Baba Iyalodes. Kabiyesi, ladies and gentlemen, apart from the fact that the Senate committee must accept the desirability of a state for Ijebu province, they should also sit to consider the capital of that state. Thirdly, the spread of ministries. Thank you. And any other issue that are adjunct to the region of the state.
Excellency, can I ask you to, because some people are taking notes, can you please go through that again one more time?
First, I accept that the committee should sit to see the desirability of the state as expanded by our Kabiyesi and the State Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Secondly, the choice of a state capital must also be decided. Thirdly, distribution of ministries within the rules and framing of that state. And finally, any other issue that may be adjunct to the created or relevant for the creation of the state.
Distribution of local government should always also be included. Local government matters. What should make the local government on both sides should be negotiated to be explained. Thank you.
Maybe what I should do at this point. Alright, what this says is terms of reference for the implementation committee for the creation of the new state of Ijebu province. One, can we please be quiet? This is very, please let's be quiet, please. Thank you. Silence, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please silence. Thank you. Hello.
Definitely there will be disputes during this exercise. But I think there should be a dispute resolution mechanism. Dispute resolution mechanism. Dispute between the state, the friend of the state, and the proposed state, and dispute between the Ijebu and Remo. There should be a mechanism for resolving disputes. Terms of reference.
Okay, all right. I didn't know that. But did you know that? Okay, issue of resolution of dispute. All right. That is it. Yes, sir. Can we have extra microphones? What are these things?
The father will say the job. And then out there, as we are entering Lagos, we have the Awori, is the sharing. They are not Lagos, they are Remo, they are part of us. And they are the state and competition to us. So then, the Ijebu, they are not, most of them are out there towards the Regberegbe. The fact enough of them are here with us in the Central District. We should, some of the terms of reference should take care of the minorities.
Thank you, Kabiyesi. Kabiyesi's point is that the terms of reference will take.
In terms of reference to this, if creation of the state is to stop marginalization, the committee should look at it in the shares of capital that the minority should be highly considered. And I'm proposing the other states formula on this. Thank you. The formula is where we have Asaba and Igbo land having the capital of Delta State, which is predominantly Ijebu. So,
distinguished audience,
What I want to mention is there was a submission debate in the crisis when we lost the first bid for the state. Because that was submitted to the Cabinet Abuja. There were meetings led by Abuja by Senator Giwas, Sir Akile, which I remember, and the Ochokola is also a member, and also on the part of the Ijebu province, and Ijebu side, we have the Ashwata of Ijebu, led by the then Iyalodes, Professor Iyalodes, as well as Akile. So we submitted a report, and that report was submitted. I was there. And that report was not acceptable to the then powers that be. And how are we sure that we will have that now? So setting up another committee, I guess that they must go and take their mandate of both the Abuja as well as the Akarigbo. That's the best. Honestly, we did that. We spent almost about 6 months on that committee, and that was not nowhere, and then we lost it to the state. Thank you.
I had said I just wanted to maintain silence, and if we all listen to what I said, yeah, I know those things are happening. Those are past. God, but if you have, we now have a new committee, a new process that we are putting in place. If there are things in the past that have been submitted that are relevant, please let us put it forward to this new committee. It is starting point that we are having now, brand new committee. And if the committee refuses to take off because of some independent one, we know that it will work, but we need to look at it very optimistic, very calculated that these things will work, and I think we should just not delay them. I'm hopeful that it will work, the committees will be set up, and if you have documents whether in the past, present, and the future, please forward them to the committee. Thank you.
All right, all right, let's read this way. Yes, sir. I'm being reminded that this is a and this is important. Please listen to this. Please listen to this point. Unless there's a consensus on both sides, the process will die. Let me repeat this. Unless there is a consensus on both sides, this process will die. So maybe we need more than 1 month. Maybe we need more than 1 month. Or should we just say in 1 month's time, let it come back to us? 1 month. But let us also bear in mind what I just said. And in the next 7 days, those companies will be empowered to start work. And in a month's time from now, the committee's report will come back to us here. Is that correct? That's it? Yes. Fine. Yes. Now, one more point which should. So in fact, what I'm going to do is, obviously, let us talk of specific dates now. Obviously, let's pick a specific date. Let's pick a specific date. So 7 days from now brings us to next week, Thursday. That's Friday. 1 month from next week, Friday is what? The other day, tell me, please. 1 month from the 4th of. All right. This is how it works out. by next week Friday, the committees will have started their work. By the 24th of February, the committee will be back with us to give us a report. Is that okay? Is that agree? Fine, that's it. That's all that. They will report first to the once they start their work, they will report back to us. But before they do that, we assume that they will have reported first to Akarigbo before they come back to us on the 24th of next month. Is that correct? Is that okay? Is that okay? Maybe this gathering may be unnecessary because once I've met and giving feedback from Akarigbo and Iyalodes, maybe we don't need to come back here. But again, they will decide that for us. If that is needed, we'll all be told in due course. Is that clear? So once they've met, the two committees have met, they will report back to Akarigbo and Iyalodes. Maybe at that point, you don't even need to come back here for a meeting. Is that clear? Yes? All right, fine. So the final point here, yes.
To say up to Paramount ruler, I also want to say good afternoon to our senator. I pray the indulgence to stand on all already established courses. We thank God. Silence, please. For giving us the opportunity to be here, not just being here, but to be a part of this historic occasion. I will lay emphasis on that by singing a song, and I want you all to please join me. Inú mi dùn wípé mo rọ́jò òní. Inú mi dùn wípé òní ṣojú mi. Congratulations, ọ̀rẹ́ mọ ọ̀rẹ́ wá. Ọ̀rẹ́ mọ ọ̀rẹ́ wá. Ọ̀rẹ́ mọ ọ̀rẹ́ wá. Congratulations, ọ̀rẹ́ mọ ọ̀rẹ́ wá. With that, I also want to thank our hosts, the Akarigbo and the Paramount ruler of Regberegbe, for being a very good host. I bring good tidings from the Iyalodes and all the Iyalodes in Ijebu and all the good people of Ijebu. I am privileged to know that everything that has been done thus far on this agitation were done by the two paramount rulers. I'm equally privileged to know that even the visit 2 weeks ago by Iyalodes was also planned that the two of them will also be there. But unfortunately, the Akarigbo was unable to be there. And I'm equally privileged that even that day, the president left a word at the entrance that as soon as the Akarigbo is around, they should be allowed to come in. Having said this shows that there has been a lot of synergies, a lot of meetings between the two paramount rulers working on the agitation, which obviously all of us are very interested in. I've also seen that the Akarigbo himself has also made reference to the fact that what binds us is far more than what can separate us. And I'm equally happy that our senator, who has also been working tirelessly on this aspect, also laid emphasis on that. I want to add the fact that the creation of local government, with all due respect, is more than what this city can work on. It is not what Ijebu can handle, and I'm also sure that it is not what Remo can handle. Having said that, we should look at what binds us and lay emphasis on that. The union or association has been on since years ago, and I think we should also keep focus on that. Like I said, I bring good tidings from Iyalodes. He's so much in love with what we're doing, and specifically, he's asked me to extend his greetings and his support for the creation of Ijebu land. The bottom line from all of this is the speech delivered by the Akarigbo, where he specifically mentioned the fact that he has been working on this, or he has signed some documents based on the fact that we need to keep the process going and we don't have to draw the hands of the clock back. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the few words I want to add on the order of the Iyalodes. Thank you very much.
The paramount ruler of Regberegbe, Regberegbe, thanks for hosting us. Your Excellency, you have been doing a good job, and God Almighty will honor your efforts. All Iyalodes sitting here, all Iyalodes from Ijebu and from Remo side, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Papa Iyalodes is so much interested in Ijebu state, and by the grace of God, we are going to have it. When Papa said, we must put things according to how it's supposed to be. We must agree that we are going together in the first instance. Ijebu state is for both of us. The Baba said, we, both Remo and Ijebu, do we agree to go together in the first place? One, then, do Remo want to go on their own too? Maybe they want to create Remo state, or they want to remain with Ogun state. So we should clear that between us before we move forward. Baba emphasize on that, so that when we start, there will be no issues between us. And I think when we clear this one, everything will be okay. That's the sake of that. Thank you.
Kabisi, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Kabisi, two committees will look at this and come back to us. Thank you very much, Kabisi. Thank you. It's my pleasure at this point. Silence, please. Silence. The communique is ready. Silence, please. Thank you. The communique is ready. Thank you. Thank you.
The meeting convened by the Parliament of Ijebu and Remo, hosted by His Royal Majesty Oba Babatunde Adewale Ajayi, CFR, Akarigbo, and Paramount ruler of Remo. Preliminaries. The meeting commenced at 11:30 a.m. with an opening prayer by His Royal Highness Oba Sikiru Lai Adeniga Odulonu of Irolu, Remo. It was followed by the Ogun State Anthem and Remo Anthem and recognitions of Kabiyesi's and dignitaries from Remo and Ijebu. The moment silence was observed for Ọ̀túnba Adéwòmí Oyèwọléyọmí Ọ̀nàlúgà, the descending deceased member of the House of Representatives. Welcome address His Royal Majesty Ọba Ajayi described the gathering today as for a common cause, which is to actualize a long-standing dream of a state to be created out of the old Ijebu province and hence from the present Ogun State. Kabiyesi requested the committee of 7 to be formed to be finalized promptly by the 2 paramount rulers and to receive official letters within the next 7 days. The senator representing Ogun East, His Excellency Otunba Daniel, addressed the gathering and outlined the steps for creation of states. Recommendations for terms of reference to the 7-person committee for both Remo and Ijebu. For avoidance of doubt, the committee is a committee of 7 persons each from Ijebu and Remo to be appointed by the paramount rulers. Recommendations for terms of reference.
The recommendations have been shortened to 3 to make the work of the committee a lot easier. 1, consideration of a name for the proposed state of the old Ijebu province. 2, consideration of the capital of the proposed state. And 3, creation of local governments. The committee is given 1 month, 30 calendar days to submit their report to the respective paramount rulers, that is the Awujale paramount ruler of Ijebu land and Akarigbo paramount ruler of Remo land.
I think the terms of reference will also include to come up with recommendations and a draft memorandum on state creation out of the present Ogun State for presentation to the National Assembly and to accept the desirability of the creation of such a state. Thank you very much.
It is also on what the community will depend on whether we have a consensus. If there is no consensus, as Daniel said, this project is dead. So it's assumed, everything we said with the community assumes that there will be consensus. Right? Yes. Are we agreed here that we shall follow this project together? Yes. Are there any discussions? So we agree that we'll go together. And the answer is yes. Subject to what?
Ijebu ni
It's a voice vote. You can't do that. It's a voice vote. You can't do that. So we agree that let me put it again one more time. For the last time, one more time. Are we agreed that as a people, as the Ijebus and as rebels, we will go together on this project? That's fine. That's fine. Silence, please, gentlemen, please. Silence. Thank you very much. Thank you. Our guests are giving us a lot of please. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I can't see as well as all of the grandfathers of the group, Excellency Otuba, Excellency Business Engineer Otuba, Justice Regberegbe. Distinguished, very distinguished members of the High Table, both from Ijebu as well as Remo. Of course, I do recognize their struggle with them. And then again, brother, Baba S.P. I have asked that distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and of course, members of the press, I asked Dr. Mudi that it's good to find the subject to individual conviviality by way of food and drinks, which the country will provide. Because really, I say thank you, I must be able to say thank you. Apart from this gathering that we have facilitated, for us all to take a decision that will move the creation of the state out of the old Ijebu province. We are all committed this morning, or this afternoon, that we are prepared to go ahead and work seriously for the creation of that state. I, therefore, on behalf of our royal fathers, my fathers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen from Ijebu, we should say a very big thank you to Akile in Akarigbo, Ijebu, and the paramount government for this hospitality offered us this afternoon. Akile has assured me that the conviviality will not end here. We go on celebrating this day because for the first time in the new era, we have all decided to go together and make the request for the creation of this state. I pray to God that in your lifetime, Kabisi, and the lifetime of our Alayiwa, Kabisi in Ghana, this quest, this desire shall be properly and firmly rooted in our minds. I thank God this day, all of us, because we are today all witnesses, we are witnesses to this ceremony for centuries to come. This meeting today will represent the joint decision of the people of Remo as well as Ijebu. I pray to God that all of us sitting here today, this state will come to fruition in our lifetime. Ní agbára Ọlọ́run àdìmá ìlú tó ti o tó náà ojú agbé ẹsẹ̀ àpèlé o kábíyèsí èso púpọ̀. Our governor, our former governor, our distinguished senator, thank you very much for all the efforts you have made. And also thank all your other members of the colleagues in the National Assembly for this effort already. It's a joint effort. And we are all aware that this exercise is not going to be a sprint. It's going to take time. But be rest assured, we will be a glad of love as we get moving forward. Once again, let me say thank you, sir. And I wish you the best.
Thanks very much, Mr.